Massachusetts, as we get set for 7th-ranked Montrose Christian and St. John Neumann. Maria Goretti. Our second matchup of 3 on the day at the Hoop Hall Classic, presented by Magic 32 here in Springfield, Massachusetts. 7th-ranked Montrose Christian, the Mustangs, out of Rockville, Maryland, against St. John Neumann. Maria Goretti, the Saints from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The latest USA Today boys rankings has Montrose Christian falling from number 1 to number 7. But this is still very much one of the elite teams and one of the standard bearers. Carter Blackburn with Steve Lapis, and when you think about prep basketball, Montrose Christian and the name Stu Vetter is one of those guys that immediately pops into your head.
Carter, Stu's been around for a long time. He was at Flint Hill Prep for many years, had Dennis Scott, was one of his great players of all time. He had a kid named Aaron Bain who played for me at Villanova, so Stu's been around a long time and knows a lot about this game.
You mentioned Dennis Scott, one of the great players of all time. Kevin Durant is the guy that Stu Vetter points to, says he's Dennis Scott-like as we take a look at our Power Bar triple threat player profile.
Well, Kevin Durant's another one of those guys, very athletic, 6'10". He's the number 2 prospect in the class, and I know the University of Texas and Rick Barnes are going to be very happy about him showing up in their campus someday.
On the other side for St. John Neumann Goretti, you have Antonio Jardine. They call him Scoop, and he is still up in the air about where he's going to be actually committed to Syracuse this past week. And he is also one of the elite players.
Well, he's a great point guard. He controls the game for Carl Arregale's team. And without him in the game, they've struggled. But when he's able to stay in and not get in foul trouble, makes all the difference in the world for St. John Neumann.
He is a junior trying to lead St. John Neumann. Maria Goretti against 7th-ranked Montrose Christian. We'll tip it off next. For more information and a list of retailers, go to magic32usa.com. By Spalding, the official basketball of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. And by Power Bar Triple Threat. It fuels like a Power Bar, tastes like a candy bar. Blake Arena at Springfield, Massachusetts, on the campus of Springfield College, the birthplace of basketball. James Naismith invented the game here. Matchup number 2 of the day features number 7 Montrose Christian as we check out our Magic 32 starting lineups. Adrian Bowie, Ito Vasquez, Kevin Durant, the number 2 player in the country, and Ben Thomas, the starting lineup for Stu Vetter, the legendary head coach of Montrose Christian. And the Magic 32 starting lineup for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti High School, the Saints, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Rivera, Jardine, Pettis, Wilson, and Rick Jackson. Jackson and Jardine both committed to Syracuse. That was in late September that they committed to Syracuse. Rivera is going to St. Joseph's. And Steve Lapis, what are the keys to the game?
Well, the big keys for Montrose Christian, number 1, is going to be to control the tempo of the game. They want a fast game. St. John Neumann does not have the depth. They want to execute their sets, which is going to be very, very important for them. And they want to make Neumann Goretti play heads up. In other words, be able to play a heads-up game, get up and down, and make them have to react to their quickness and athleticism. Keys to Neumann Goretti, got to defend those set plays that Stu Vetter runs so well, control the backboards because they're much bigger than them, play well in transition, make good decisions, and keep Durant on the perimeter because he's an inside-outside player and he's bigger than anybody St. John Neumann has. They want to keep him outside, hopefully shooting threes.
Montrose Christian only 1 loss on the year. That was to Fairfax out of Los Angeles, a Holiday Classic out in Honolulu. That's the only reason they're not number 1 in the national rankings. Neumann Goretti gets an early turnover.
Lost at the buzzer, I believe, too, Carter, huh? Montrose Christian.
And Stu Vetter, just like any coach will tell you, he said, it's a game we should have won.
Durant bringing the ball up there.
Different rules for this prep school tournament, playing 16-minute halves, 30-second shot clock, only full timeouts used, 7 fouls bonus, 10 fouls double bonus. That's the usual, but there are no 30-second timeouts. We also have media timeouts.
Good move there, driving to the basket.
Gravis Vasquez
going to Maryland. He's from Caracas, Venezuela. Showed a very nice move there.
Rated a top 10 shooting guard in the country, headed to Maryland. As Steve said, that was just too easy for Rick Jackson, the Syracuse commitment.
And Rick Jackson, a junior, that was a very strong move inside.
I erroneously said earlier that Jardine was still open. He committed to Syracuse late September along with teammate Rick Jackson.
Pretty good, 2 kids from one team going to Syracuse.
Both of those juniors, so they're class of 2007 players. Those are early commitments for Jim Boeheim in Syracuse.
Make Jim very happy, I'm sure. I'm sure one of them might be here. So they had a big win yesterday at Cincinnati. One big, too, by 20 points.
How about the 2-0 start for Syracuse?
Surprise,
in the
surprise,
Big East.
huh? What do you know about them?
You know, I follow them fairly closely. A fellow by the name of Carmelo Anthony, who played at Oak Hill, did all right in his 1 year at Syracuse.
Not bad. Jim enshrined a couple months ago, very, very close to here.
In the Basketball Hall of Fame, right down the street from where we're playing the Hoop Hall Classic at Springfield College. This is, of course,
both teams have been man-to-man to start with.
Steal and maybe an easy bucket for Vasquez. Missed it in transition. Good defensive play by Rick Jackson to get back there in transition to maybe disrupt the shot by Vasquez. Jamal Wilson's step-in jumper won't go. Second chance. The feed down low, Jackson loses it.
He put the ball down, and the guards, he had the ball down low. You got to keep that ball up high so the guards can't get to it. I'll tell you what, St. John Neumann Goretti, they're not wasting any time on the offensive end either.
Carl Arrogate now in his 8th season coaching St. John Maria Goretti, what used to be known as St. John Neumann, but the school merged by the Archdiocese last year with Maria Goretti, a girls' school. Defensive start to this game, relatively speaking, after we saw a blowout in game 1, high-scoring game.
Yeah, a little bit, you know, half-court defense is pretty solid here. No real full-court pressure yet. So, you know, I think both teams still feeling each other out a little bit.
Stu Vetter, one of the all-time legends in prep basketball. Now in his 7th season at Montrose Christian. This is Kevin Durant. Gives it up underneath. Vasquez blocked by Rick Jackson in a shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation, but not, you know, not from lack of intent. They were trying to go to the basket there and made a great block.
So here's Scoop Jardine, Antonio Scoop Jardine, the junior who committed to Syracuse, 6'2". Mentioned the defensive start, a combined 2 of 8 between these two teams. Step-in jumper won't go from Earl Pettis. Taishi Ito, the senior, brings it up for Montrose Christian. Now Vasquez down to Kevin Durant, creating his own shot, blocked by Jackson.
Durant that time goes down low. He's been outside really the whole game.
There's Durant, missed it inside. Jackson is going toe-to-toe defensively with Kevin Durant.
Very talented kid, as you can tell, but really needs to get a lot physically stronger.
Is that the main thing that stands out about Kevin Durant?
No doubt about it. You know, he's very talented, he's very skilled, but he's going to have to get a lot stronger physically, because that time he just went up against Jackson and wasn't able to finish that dunk. In college, there's going to be 3 guys like that around the basket.
Vasquez fouled by Jardine inside. There you see Kevin Durant. Just turned 17 in October.
He looks young. You know what I mean? When you look at his face, you see he looks like a young kid. So he's going to get, physically, he's going to get stronger. There's a lot of it's just going to happen naturally, as unfortunately we've all gained some girth over the years as we get older. So he's going to get older and gain some weight, but getting in, you know, being more dedicated to the weights, as I know Stu has him, is going to be very important for him.
He's from Rockville, Maryland. That's where Montrose Christian is based, inside the DC Beltway.
Great tip in with the left hand.
Vasquez all the way to the hole, but he missed it. Jackson there for the board. Rick Jackson very active in the early going for Neumann Goretti.
Good move.
That's Derek Rivera, who's committed to St. Joseph's.
Very nice finish with the left hand there.
6-all.
They're switching a lot of screens to St. John Neumann.
Adrian Bowie flips it back out to Vasquez. Durant from outside drains the three. Kevin Durant.
Well, you know, it was a great shot, made the three, obviously, but I think that's the kind of play that Carl Arregale is happy about in terms of let him stay outside. And, you know, whatever he does, because he's a lot bigger than anybody that St. John Neumann has, but he is not as strong as Jackson is. Good shot fake there that created the shot here. This creates a layup.
Wilson misses the dunk because Durant was waiting for him at the rim. Montrose Christian trying to run, picked off by Jardine, and back come the Saints. Neumann Goretti. Rivera inside, misses again inside.
Pushing it up. Great job there, bringing the ball to the middle of the court. End up with a transition three.
Pettis stripped. And now the pace will finally slow as Neumann Goretti gets back on defense. Ito, who's from Japan, near Tokyo, been at Montrose Christian since 8th grade. So he is a veteran of this program. Durant triple is out of bounds. It hit off the top of the backboard. Kevin Durant's triple for Montrose Christian and make this a 9-6 lead for the Mustangs. Defensive start between Montrose Christian and Neumann Goretti. 9-6.
Montrose 2 for 13 here. Obviously a tough start, but they've taken 5 more shots than St. John Neumann. That's a good sign for them. St. John Neumann has turned the ball over a little bit.
Little dribble handoff. Derek Rivera gets it back to Jardine. Jardine, tough triple. He hits it right over Adrian Bowie.
Tough shot there. Off the dribble three, man in his face.
The future Orange Man knocks down the three to tie us up 9-all. Bowie spinning inside, he walks.
Great move, left-handed shake there, pulls up.
Tied up at 9, he'll try another tough one and hit it.
He's tough off the dribble, strong. He's able to take a little contact and go straight up. He got bumped that time too and was able to still finish it.
That's something Carl Arregale told us, was that he likes contact. He welcomes contact. He's not a real big kid, 6'2", but you wouldn't call him bulky, but he likes contact.
He's got a good body for a young kid, you know, the type of body that when he really gets involved in college and gets in a big weight program, it's going to make a big difference.
Durant down the baseline, beats 2 guys to the bucket.
Smooth. That's the only way to put that. This guy is very smooth. Doesn't look like he's putting in much effort because it comes really easy to him.
Pettis off a 1 foot. Gives Neumann Goretti the lead, 13-11. And now another fast break chance here, 2-on-1, but that one is Big Durant. He can't stop that bucket as Rivera finishes it off. A 4-point lead for St. John Neumann Goretti.
They've really played well, pretty much. They've played very well in transition so far in this game.
Durant posting up, he's calling for it.
Jackson helping. They really should have Jackson's man should have flashed to the high post there to take the help away. Jackson was waiting behind there to take that lob pass away if they tried to throw it in.
So instead, Vasquez fouled by Jackson as he goes to the hole. Second foul on Rick Jackson. That could be a big one.
Nice play here, cut to the basket by Vasquez. I tell you, that was a good opportunity for Jackson maybe to take a charge there. I think he could have really stepped in on that one and taken a charge instead of go up for the block and risk having a foul.
He didn't get much contact, but Steve, you'd probably agree that when you're in a position like that and you make a play on the ball, more times than not, you're going to get call for the foul.
Yeah, again, I think the better play would have been to stand there and take the charge, because it looked like he was coming barreling down the lane. Instead, you know, in that play, you know, you're going to get a foul called against you a lot.
Vasquez cuts the lead back to 2. Gravis Vasquez, the senior, committed to Maryland. He is 6 for 6 from the free throw line. And that has been the big source of scoring for Montrose Christian so far.
As opposed to the first game, we had a lot of changing up of defenses. We've been really straight man-to-man so far in this game.
And just like every team you're going to see over the next couple of days, these teams want to get out in transition. That one almost went down for Jamal Wilson. Now Durant running the break. This is Kevin Durant, creates his own shot and gets it to drop.
Wow. That's, you know, that's one of those ones you're a coach, you watch and say, wow, that's a big kid coming down and doing that. And as I said, the best way to characterize him is smooth.
Worth repeating, he just turned 17. Called for the foul there.
That is a talented young man who's got a heck of a future.
Durant turned 17 in October.
Way different than Jefferson. Jefferson's a great player, obviously. This kid's longer. He's obviously thinner, but this kid is a much smoother ball handler. Jefferson had a little more power. This kid is all smooth.
So Texas next year, Aldridge and Durant, both playing on the front line. Those are some athletic big men for the Longhorns.
If Aldridge is still there.
If he's still at the University of Texas.
They could play together, first of all, because this kid's not a center. So, you know, and Aldridge is a center. So this kid is the kind of player that can fit in a lot of different areas. Again, he has to get physically stronger, but the talent, the skill level is very, very high for someone that big.
Inside, Vincent finishes it off.
That was a little too easy.
Terrell Vincent, one of the top freshmen in the country for Montrose Christian, makes it 17 all.
They talked a lot about him as being one of the top freshmen in the country.
Rivera inside, misses, followed up by Jackson, no good. Wilson gets the bucket, and he got fouled. Jamal Wilson for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti, tough inside to give the Saints a 2-point lead, 19-17 in the matchup against number 7 Montrose Christian.
Behold, purple and gold, it's M. Johnson. Where did you get them shoes? It's magic. Where did you get that game? It's magic. Who taught you them moves? It's magic. I got them new 32s and they magic.
2-point advantage for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti on 7th-ranked Montrose Christian, thanks in large part to the play of Antonio Jardine.
Tell you what, he makes 2 great moves here. Going to his left, he pulls up on a dime for the 3. A little shake first to start with the freeze defender. Goes left again and pulls up in the lane off the dribble. So this is a kid who can create his own shot. He's got physical strength. As coach told us, he doesn't mind taking a hit, and showed a little range. Also showed the ability to get in the lane and finish on the jumper also.
Early commitment to Syracuse along with teammate Rick Jackson. What does that do for Syracuse when you get the early commitments from some top recruits?
Oh, makes life a lot easier for Jim Boeheim and his staff. Staff more so. The assistant coaches really love. The head coach likes it too, but the assistants really like it.
And I'm sure you get some points from the head man when you go out and get early commitments from
good players.
From good players. This is Vincent on the baseline through the double team. Tip follow. Great play by Terrell Vincent.
Pretty good body for a freshman on top of it, I'll tell you. Now they went to zone. Montrose Christian trying, man-to-man, trying to show zone, but it's man-to-man. Interesting.
Lob and a dunk for Derek Rivera.
Ito made the biggest. Here's what they tried to do. They tried to show zone, but they were playing man-to-man to try and fool Neumann Goretti. And what happened was Ito, instead, he lost his man and went behind him. He watched the ball, didn't realize the man was behind him until too late, and they threw the lob.
Wow, Rivera can get up. He's listed 6'2". I'm not sure if he's 6'2", but he can jump. That one goes down.
Another one going to his left and pulling up. The thing that kids defensively need to learn more than anything else is they never should lose sight of their man or the ball. And Ito lost sight of his man, stuck behind him. They get the lob, even though they were trying to change defenses and fool Neumann Goretti by showing zone, but really playing man-to-man.
This is a high level of basketball. Durant drains the 3 in the corner. You're seeing not only skilled players, but Seeing some guys who can create their own shots, make the shots.
Durant is a really tremendous jump shooter. And, you know, you were asking me, well, I tell you, he's like Michael Redd, except Michael Redd is 6'4", and he's 6'10".
Wilson trying to answer, it won't go. Rivera grabs the rebound, back out to Wilson, leans in, and he draws the foul. Called on Vincent. Derek Rivera, number 44 for St. John Neumann, Maria Goretti, and the reason that he wears that number 44 is actually in a tribute to his uncle, the late Hank Gathers. There you see that number 44 that Derek Rivera wears. His father was a brother to Hank Gathers.
And he is going to play his college basketball in Philadelphia for Phil Martelli.
Going to St. Joe's, so you know that the St. Joe's fans are showing up to see St. John Neumann Maria Goretti play. There you see Tubby Smith, Kentucky head coach, here to check out the talent at the Magic 32 Hoop Hall Classic.
Oh, there's guys all over the place. There's no doubt about it. They'll all be here.
Vasquez triple, no good. Frank Biondo brings it back for
travel.
Neumann Goretti and a walk home. Jackson travel.
This is a very, very good game so far. Both teams going toe-to-toe. You see a lot of very, very good players, and it's been well played.
3-point advantage for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti. Vasquez.
Lob. Great play. They set a back screen. They set one of the smaller guys in the back screen, the middle of the zone that time, and threw it up in the air. That was very, very well conceived play. That was a set play. Coach started yelling lob, but it was a little too late.
Jardine in the corner. Antonio Jardine.
Now that one was off the catch, not even off the dribble there. So he has shown us a wide array of three-point shots.
And remember, he has another year before he plays his college ball. Durant loses it going to the hole. Goretti back the other way. Rivera to the hole. He couldn't finish. Second chance. Can't finish that one either. Jackson battling for the board, and he tips it in.
I'll tell you one thing about these Philly guys, because my home is really in Philadelphia. There's some tough kids. And these guys are tough. They don't care what your press clippings are, believe me. They have their own, too.
Steal, Earl Pettis to the hole. Pettis. Bucket, and he got fouled. Foul against Vasquez. Count the bucket. An 8-point lead for Neumann Goretti.
Great steal here. Should just let him go. At that point, if either you got to nail him so he can't make the basket, and he goes to the foul line to make two, or you just let him go and go back down the other way. Kids make that mistake in transition defense all the time.
Pettis makes this a 9-point game. St. John Neumann Maria Goretti taking on number 7 Montrose Christian, a team that's been beaten only once this year. Durant falling down, can't knock it down.
Tough shot there. He got bumped and wasn't able to take the hit there and ends up falling down. But he is extremely talented.
Pettis creating again, 11-point lead for Neumann Goretti. And Stu Vetter needs a timeout. Under 4 to go in the first half. It is an 11-point lead for the Saints from St. John Neumann Maria Goretti High School. Once beaten, 7th-ranked Montrose Christian trails by 11, 35-24 as we check out our Xbox Live Big Play Replay.
Well, here we have this lob coming, no pressure on the ball. Ito lost his man, let him get behind him. They throw it up in the air. But you know what the big thing about those lob passes is? Where is the pressure on the basketball? Vasquez should have been pressuring the ball at 6'5". They wouldn't have been able to make that pass if there was more pressure on the ball. And they were playing man-to-man this, even though they were trying to show that zone.
What does Montrose Christian have to do to fix this before the half?
Well, they have to really start running the half-court sets a little bit better. They've taken a couple of tough shots the last couple of times down, and that's what's opening up the transition for St. John Neumann.
Vasquez down the lane.
It's pretty smooth, too. That was a good start. He got a good shot there, good attempt at the basket.
9-point game. Jardine setting things up in the half-court offense for Neumann Goretti. Dribble handoff back to Jardine. That one's a little too tough.
Tough shot there.
So Vasquez pushing Montrose Christian. Durant loses it, gets it back. Now Durant down the baseline. Off the double, follows up his own miss. Kevin Durant.
You know what makes him so dangerous is his ball handling ability. He dribbles like he's 6'3", and he's 6'10". So, I mean, besides, he really plays like a guard.
7-point game, rated the #2 player in the country, committed to Texas, Kevin Durant. Jackson stripped by Durant. Great defensive play.
Well, you know, not my favorite defensive play. I would have rather have seen him stand there and don't let him catch it, or once you're guarding him, stay with him instead of reaching from behind. But what can I tell you?
Pettis holding on the wing. Jackson draws the double team up with a left hand. He is a left-handed shooter. That one no good.
That time Durant made him make a tough shot. Didn't let him just force him into the basket there and made him shoot a tough one over him.
Durant, deep three. Second chance for Montrose Christian. Travel.
Good call.
Called on Ito. Under 2 minutes to go, first half, and what has been a great half for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti. 7-point lead on the 7th-ranked Montrose Christian Mustangs. Jackson feeding Jamal Wilson inside. Wilson has it spin out. Good rebound by Gravis Vasquez. Finds Bowie on the wing. Bowie to the hole. Past Jackson, who's there for the rebound.
He's got to make that one. You know, he's ended with a great attempt there. Got to finish that.
Jardine. Off to Rivera for the easy two.
When you end up, you miss a layup, they get a layup. That's a big swing right there. Instead of being down 5, it's 9.
Jardine looked like he was running the cone drill, just going right past Montrose Christian down the floor.
Durant has a smaller guy on him now.
Bowie takes the jumper and it rims out. Second chance. Bowie puts it back. Stayed with it and ends up getting the bucket.
He needed to finish that one. He had those two that he missed a little jump and missed the layup. That was an important one for him.
7-point game, under a minute to go, first half. Jardine, long two, drains it.
This guy's on fire. I'll tell you what, he is really good off the bounce. And when you're a point guard type player like he is.
Durant fouled as he goes to the hole. Is Jardine, you see him as a point guard or more of a 2 guard?
I think he's a point guard size, you know what I mean? At Syracuse, I would think, and I'm not saying he can't play the 2 at that level, but he looks like more of a point to me physically. I don't know what they recruited him as, but he certainly looks like he can be a combination at the worst. That worst is not a good term to use because he's a really good player. But at the worst, he's a combination guard. He can play both spots. Seems to have a scorer's mentality, but they've had point guards that can score. You know, Jerry McNamara is one right there.
For Washington.
They've had, you know, Jim can deal with scoring point guards.
7-point game. Neumann Goretti has it.
Holding for the last one.
Just about a second differential with the shot clock, maybe less. Jardine was taking the back cut. Pettis dumps it off Wilson baseline. Jumper, he got fouled.
That shot had no chance of going in, and they foul him.
Ben Thomas called for the foul.
They called it after, on the ground, after the shot. Interesting call. I don't think I've seen that one this year.
That's his first team.
He's gonna get a layup. Oh.
Throws it right to Ito. Big break for Montrose Christian. Durant fouled as he goes to the hole. taking out two Neumann Goretti defenders as he goes to the hole.
Big break for Montrose Christian. They go from holding for the last shot to now, you know, having their lead probably cut, but they're going to get one more position out of it.
Great defensive play by Ito to jump up, make the steal, and get the fast break started.
The other thing about Durant is he really runs the floor like a gazelle. I mean, he's very, very smooth in running the floor.
And you know, once he gets into a program like Texas, that they're going to have all sorts of ways to build his body. Not that he's not working on it now. He's just young now. Body's still developing.
He's a kid. I mean, you know, so he's, you talk about 17 years old. With the talent that he has, and just like I said, and you know where he's going to play at Texas, the fact that he can handle the ball like that and play on the perimeter, you know, he's not a center, so he doesn't have to be humongous. He needs to get stronger so he can finish better in transition and in a half-court offense. But you know, this is a kid whose skills are more important than his physique. Other kids, their physique is what makes them a good player. This is not a kid. His physique's not making him a good player. It's his skill that's making him a good player.
Clock adjusted to 5 seconds now. They took 1.2 seconds off. Durant has 2 free throws. He hits the first. Do you see him as a 3 right now, the way that he's playing?
I see him as a 3 without a doubt right now.
3 meaning the small forward position.
Which basically is a big guard. You know, the ideal small forward is basically a big 2 guard. And that's what he is. He's a big 2.
Last chance for the Saints. Rivera beat the buzzer with the 3. That caps a great first half for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti. They will take an 8-point lead to the locker room against Stu Vetter's 7th-ranked Montrose Christian Mustangs. The triple by Derek Rivera makes it 42-34 at the half. Just up the road from the Basketball Hall of Fame, we're at Springfield College for the second game of our triple header today from the Magic 32 Hoop Hall Classic. 42-34 Neumann Goretti at the half as we check out our first half highlights. And there were a bunch of first half highlights.
I'll tell you, Maria Goretti played very, very well. Jardine really had a great first half. They did a lot of good things in transition. They finished, they made the right pass. Rivera played very well, finishing a lot of easy hoops, and they knocked down the 3 at the end of the half. You see here, Montrose Christian, we talked earlier, there's a set play. Back screen, 2 guys for the lob to Durant. Very well executed play. They talked about that as one of the things they were worried about Goretti, which was defending the set plays of Stu Vetter.
55%. That's tough to keep up for an entire game, but they got in the first half.
Tough to do, you know, especially against a quality athletic team. So I got to think that what Stu talked about at halftime was we have to get after these guys a lot harder now and not let them shoot as high a percentage. We've got to be more physical with them and do a better job in our half-court defense.
These are our Spalding halftime stats.
I mean, 54.8%. Again, that's a little bit too high. I think that their defense this half was a little soft. Stu knows it, and I'm sure Stu got after these guys at halftime.
Well, we told you just before the game, these were going to be the 2 key guys. Kevin Durant from Montrose Christian and Antonio Scoop Jardine for Neumann Goretti. And guess what? There's your 2 leading scorers at the break.
That's how it's worked out. I think Vasquez also and Jackson, those guys are also very good players. And obviously, there's a lot of good players in this game, but you know, right now, and the kid that's going to St. Joe's Jardine, he plays a lot like, it's funny, he plays a lot like the kid they have now, Jallo, who is coming to his own as a junior.
It will be St. John Neumann Maria Goretti High School Saints ball to start, or at least it's supposed to be, but a turnover and then an offensive foul on Vasquez. So it looked like right back to the Saints.
It looked like it was going to be a great way to start out, and then they end up getting the charge.
3 seconds in, we're going to have 3 different possessions.
Good job there standing in and taking that charge.
Earl Pettis draws the charge. Pettis inbounding, and you can see the pressure to start the second half for Montrose Christian.
Which is a good thing for Stu to do. It gets these guys going a little bit defensively, and that's something that he's looking to do right now.
Feed inside off Montrose Christian. Saints will keep it. St. John Neumann Maria Goretti High School. It's a mouthful, but that's what happens when you combine 2 schools.
Boys' school with a girls' school.
St. John Neumann was a native of Bohemia, Bishop of Philadelphia in the 1800s, who was made a saint by Pope John Paul II.
It's very good, Carter.
Maria Goretti? I'm not sure.
Man-to-man on the baseline OB. Now that's a tough pass. Talk about our one-handed jobs. There's another one of those. If you could pull it back, you probably wish you could.
That's some mustard.
A little too much.
30 seconds into the second
Lob
half.
play here. Tried to run a lob for Durant. So one thing happens about Durant, though, is when he gets bumped, they're able to stop his cut. He was going in for a lob there, and somebody chested him, and he wasn't able to really get to the rim that time.
Vasquez lucky to get it back from Montrose Christian. 7 to shoot here. Ito takes it in, out to Durant for the triple, missed it. And Montrose Christian will keep it out of bounds off of Pettis.
He's able to shoot with range, with tremendous ease. And, you know, that's one of the things that I've seen from Durant is the range that he has.
Do you think, I mean, he's 6'10". Do you think he could turn into a post presence?
I don't know if he, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Is this a kid that you're going to be able to throw to on the box and be able to make a move? Yes, but that's not what he is. He is a three-man. And he's a three-man who can post up. He's not a post-up guy who can shoot.
Thomas gets his first bucket for Montrose Christian. That one rolls out. Durant brings it back, rather, for...
Got lucky. Well, they didn't get lucky. I was going to say that was not a good pass.
Scoop Jardine brings it back. A wide open look for Pettis, and he airballed it. Earl Pettis would like that one back, safe to say. Vasquez, the Venezuelan native, wants the basketball back.
Lob.
Wasn't there, so throw it back outside. Jardine picks up his dribble. That one was the toughest of the day. A little too tough.
That's why it didn't go in. It was a little too tough.
If you take hard
the other ones weren't as tough as that one.
If you take difficult shots,
now,
harder to get them to go in,
well,
right?
How hard is it to understand that the better shot you take, the better percentage it has of going in? So let's get a good shot. I mean, it just seems to make a little sense.
Vasquez to the hole, he missed it, and a very slow shooting start for both teams in the second half. Rivera charge. Offensive foul. Great job by Taishi Ito to draw that charge on Derek Rivera.
Rivera is one of these guys who's fearless going to the hole. He like dares you to hit him. I mean, that was a charge there. I know one of the officials looked like he had a foul. That's a charge. That's a charge. But I mean, he is one of those guys who's fearless going to the basket. He looks to get hit and take a hit.
Ito brings it back for Montrose Christian.
Pick and roll with Durant. Pick and step back because he's such a good shooter. He doesn't roll to the basket. He'd rather step back there and shoot it.
Good ball movement. Ito triple, no. Earl Pettis the rebound, bringing Neumann Goretti back. Pettis to Wilson on the baseline. Durant there for the board, stripped from behind by Rivera. Jardine over Kevin Durant. Or more accurately, around Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Durant's got to get that one, I think. Can't let him just go in there and get a layup. Now your team is down.
And a turnover on the other end by Kevin Durant.
I think that's one that Durant needs to go after, and that, you know, as I said earlier, he's got to go after that one there and try and block it or something. I think he just backed off a little bit too much there.
Still an 8-point lead for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti. And worth mentioning, not only Montrose Christian rated number 7, this is a team that's only been beaten once this year. Rivera triple won't go. Great offensive board by Earl Pettis. It's going to be a jump ball, but he came flying in.
Didn't box him out there. Somebody's got to put a body on him there. You know what I mean? Just comes flying in without anybody touching him.
2 for 10 combined shooting in the second half.
It's been a slow start here to the second half, and really Montrose had some opportunity here to get right back into this.
Durant, deep three. Wow.
You said it. That was a good call. Wow. That's what I'd have to say about that. Unbelievable shot.
And the amazing thing about seeing Kevin Durant is we see him make a couple mistakes. And then he comes back and hits a big bucket. Now Durant creating the fast break. Durant, 6'10", running the fast break, finding Vasquez for the triple.
Timeout coming here, and he runs the fast break with no problem. It's not like you say, wow, that's a big kid. That you think that this is a guy who's running the break.
Durant hits the three, then he runs the fast break, finds Gravis Vasquez, and Montrose Christian back to within 2.
Behold, purple and gold, it's M. Johnson. Where did you get them shoes? It's magic. Where did you get that game? It's magic. Who taught you them moves? It's magic. I got the new 32s and they magic.
2-point lead for Neumann Goretti on 7th-ranked Montrose Christian, joined now by Carl Aragale, head coach for St. John Neumann Maria Goretti High School. Coach, that had to be a pretty satisfying first half for you.
Yeah, we were happy with some of the things we did, but we got to start crowding Durant. He's too comfortable shooting his jumpers, and when he dribbles the ball, he's been making some mistakes. So we're going to try to get up in him a little bit more this half.
Coach, this is Steve Lapis. You guys played a great first half. Started the second half not so great. What's happened so far?
Yeah, I'm not happy with our intensity and our concentration level. And a couple shots, we had open shots. We didn't get a good look. And they beat us on penetration. We were able to kick it and made a couple long shots. Hopefully we can get out and defend them, get rebound, get back in transition.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
That's Carl Aragale, 8th-year head coach of St. John Neumann Maria Goretti High School. This is the first year that he's been coach at Neumann Goretti. Used to be just St. John Neumann.
He plucked that rebound down. He seems to have come out with a little more fire in the second half here, Kevin Durant.
Durant and Montrose Christian a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Vasquez down the lane, even it'll have a chance to give the Mustangs the lead.
He's a tough kid too. He's fearless going to the basket. He likes to take it to the hole.
Gravis Vasquez, committed to Maryland, rated one of the top 10 shooting guards in the class of 2006. He is a senior. Still tied. Durant nearly came up with a rebound after the miss. Wilson tied up. Jardine right down the lane, and this time it is over Kevin Durant.
With his left hand. Very good move. They run a lot of what we used to call the North Carolina break, with a back screen. They pass and then back screen for Durant.
This is Durant inside. He's fouled. Is that North Carolina break basically a secondary break?
Secondary break. It's they go to set spots and they reverse the ball, and then they run a back screen for their big guy. Carolina used to throw a lob on that all the time.
Stu Vedder's team was down 8 at the break. Now Montrose Christian back within 2. And Vasquez is going to be called for the foul.
Not a good foul there. Plus, he needs to not complain because he fouled him. On top of that.
You don't have a problem with complaining as long as he didn't commit the foul.
No, seriously, has there been a player in America who hasn't committed a foul? It's unbelievable. There hasn't been a coach in America who doesn't think his guy got fouled either, like me.
One of the few times I got into action, my goal was to foul out. Wanted to stab Durant. Showtime.
It was like a condor flying through the air with a big wingspan, too.
Condor with a basketball in between those feathers.
If somebody's smart, they'd have got a picture of that when he was about at the three-point line, because that was some soaring going on there. I mean, it was great pressure defense here, and that's what Montrose, that's why they've gotten back into this game, is their defense, really. Great pressure on the ball, denial by Durant, and then let me just take off. And now that's an unforced turnover there.
Bowie stepped on the line, so it's going right back.
If he lets that go, it's going to be backcourt. Should have let him touch it. It was going to be a backcourt. The momentum has changed here quickly.
There's a timeout with 10:21 to go in what is now a tie basketball game, 46 all.
I saw the replay on the monitor. I missed the replay. I don't know if it was the same one on the screen. Would have been nice to see up there, because that was taking off from quite far out, I have to say. Very impressed with this run that they've made. It's happened because of the defensive pressure and defensive intensity that they are showing right now.
Tonight, 9 Eastern, CSTV's Seth Davis sits down with one of the most influential men in the world of sports, Nike founder Phil Knight. 1-to-1 Phil Knight tonight at 9 Eastern, only on CSTV. Carter Blackburn with Steve Lapis from Springfield College, the birthplace of basketball. Dr. James Naismith, who is a native of Ontario, while working for the YMCA training school, which is now Springfield College. He was charged with coming up with a game that would keep football players in shape in the winter and that would be more popular than gymnastics, which was the other way of keeping guys in shape. So in 1891, he invented the game of basketball.
From the peach basket to where we are today.
Just about 8 blocks from here.
I'm guessing
half a mile is where the game of basketball was invented.
I'm guessing in those days there were no Kevin Durants doing what he's doing.
James Naismith never would have imagined he could have picked 5 peaches out of the basket that he first hung up.
He'd have broke his arm because the peach basket had a bottom on it. What a
Whoa,
shot.
deep three, Derek Rivera. The shot clock winding down.
That helps to break a run.
Rivera giving Neumann Goretti.
Durant would have thrown that one through the bottom of the basket.
Vasquez tied up. They managed to work it over to Brewer. 10 seconds to shoot here. Durant being pressed far out. Foul on Earl Pettis.
It's nice to see the sportsmanship there between Pettis and Durant. Gave a hand, helped him up, said something nice to him. That's what you want to see.
Durant, who played last year at Oak Hill, who's up next. #1 ranked Oak Hill versus St. Andrews School.
I know he didn't leave Oak Hill because he wasn't playing enough. I gotta think. I don't think that can't be the issue.
Well, Rick Barnes, head coach at Texas, is a longtime friend of Stu Vetter's. So Stu told us earlier this week that Texas wanted Kevin Durant to come play at Montrose Christian this year. The triple goes down. Kevin Durant. Even again, we're tied at 49.
You know, he's one of those guys who every time he shoots it, you're surprised when he misses. That's just how it looks every single time. He shoots it the same way. Great backspin, great rotation. Good hustle there.
26 in the game for Kevin Durant. Steve, you said it, he doesn't play like a guy at 6'10". Have you ever seen a 17-year-old 6'10" that skilled on the perimeter?
Not that smooth. Tim Thomas was very, very skilled, but he was not as smooth off the dribble as this kid is.
Rivera looks pretty good as well.
He was more powerful, a stronger athlete. This guy here is, you know, basically 6'10". He plays like he's 6'2". And that's a compliment that he can move that well at that size. Good double screen there.
Bowie misses the jumper. Put back by Gravis Vasquez.
And it's been mostly man-to-man both ways, both teams.
Jackson can't get there for the follow. Derek Rivera. He has 18 now, Derek Rivera.
I was going to say, I'm very impressed with Rivera because he is fearless about going in there, throwing his body around, driving. He's tough.
Rivera gets a foul that time. It's his second. Rivera, one of those Philly kids.
Yes.
You said it, Steve. They're fearless. They're tough kids.
Tough kids.
Durant calling for it in the corner, but instead Bowie goes inside. He missed it. Rebound tipped out. Jackson corrals it for Neumann Goretti. First time we've called Jackson's name in a while. Rick Jackson, who was very active at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, he just missed an easy one over here a couple minutes ago.
Sends us to another break. Neumann Goretti up 8 at the half, clinging to a 2-point advantage on 7th-ranked Montrose Christian. Montrose Christian, the Mustangs, back within 2 points thanks to a great start to the second half as we check out our VW drive to the hoop.
Vasquez makes it. He's a tough kid. He likes going to the hole here. He takes one and gets fouled. And that's really what's gotten them right back into this game, is being more aggressive on both ends of the floor, taking it to the hole hard, and also doing a good job of getting after it in the half court on defense.
Montrose Christian was down 8 points at the half. It's now a 2-point game in front of a good crowd here at Springfield College.
Great crowd.
Trying to get over the Patriots' loss last night here in New England.
That looked like a dead charge to me, but
no call instead, and a jump ball. I think maybe Carl Harrigill was saying the same thing.
I think he has to be.
Rivera blocked by Durant. It is a live ball. Durant running the floor the other way. Finishes with a left hand.
It'd be more, I would be able to do that more justice if you saw my face after he did that than what I could say.
I'm getting the best look at the building. Steve Lappis's reactions to the play of Kevin Durant and what he's able to do in the open court.
This is, you know, I know I've used the term so much, probably overdid it with the smooth stuff, but watch this here. You kind of just, you see it, and you, with the left hand, avoiding a defender. Again, that's a 6'1" guy's move, not 6'10". We expect to see those guys, you know, under the basket, dunking on people and things like that, yes.
Bowie all the way, left it short. Mustangs keep it. Montrose Christian keeps the ball.
Look out for a lob here. Oh.
Left him wide open.
Wide open.
Jackson comes over for the block. Durant trying to get it back. Jackson blocked again. Blocks again. Vincent inside, but Terrell Vincent stays with it.
See, if you're looking for a little bit of a kink in the armor, a chink in the armor, he needed to go up a little stronger with that play there.
Jardine step back triple off the glass, won't go. Rivera the board. This is Jackson. Spins out.
He's missed 3 really easy ones this half. They got to keep going to him because he's getting great position down there. You know, Durant's playing behind him, and he's much stronger than Durant. He's able to put him under the basket. He just has to finish them.
2-point advantage for Montrose
They're posting up
Christian.
Durant now. This is an isolation, but they kept the guy in the lane, St. John Neumann.
Jackson, another block. He has 3 blocks on the last 2 defensive trips.
Jackson defensively right here. Great block with the outside hand. All the great shot blockers block it with the outside hand.
8 to shoot for Montrose Christian. Vasquez, 5 to shoot. Gives it up. Bowie.
Should have made one more pass to Durant there. Durant was open in the corner. They had 4 seconds on the shot clock. There was plenty of time. Make that extra pass to the guy who's a great shooter in the corner, wide open.
Jardine throws it away.
You know, their pressure has really affected them. There's no doubt about it. Right now, St. John Neumann Goretti has to settle down a little bit. You know, they've lost their lead. They're behind right now. They need to settle back down.
Impressed with the job defensively Montrose Christian has done?
Very much, you know, because it was what we talked about. We said, what's going on at halftime? We said, well, Stu Vet is probably getting on these guys because defensively they have not played well. And that's exactly what happened in the second half. They've turned it up defensively, and that's coaching. That's the adjustment that Stu made at halftime.
Montrose Christian only 1 loss this year. That was to Fairfax, Los Angeles, in the Holiday Classic final in Honolulu. Foul away from the basketball on the inbound. It's on Rivera. That is his third. Could be a big foul. 5:20 to go.
Well, I know Carl Arregale does not have much depth. Plays 6 guys for the most part. He just put Biondo in the game for the first time, I believe, in the game. So, you know, he doesn't really go to his bench much, especially in a game, you know, playing against this level of players. So he's keeping Rivera in the game. Anyway, 5:20 to go. You don't take him out with 3. You might not take him out with 4 in a game like this if your bench is not up to what you want it to be.
30 in the game now for Kevin Durant. And a 4-point lead for Montrose Christian.
I don't know if I'd call it a quiet 30. It was a smooth 30.
He's made some noise. Jardine pulls up, free throw Jay, spins out, Jackson there for the follow.
See, that time Durant, he's got to box out there. You know, he didn't box him out. Jackson gets the offensive glass. He's got to put a body on him.
The future Syracuse teammates, Jardine misses, but Jackson there to follow up.
Jardine not making those shots that he made in the first half. He put a lot more pressure on, making it a lot harder for him.
He was red hot in the first.
Great steal there.
This should be easy for Jardine. We're tied again at 57. Under 5 minutes to go. Vasquez nearly turns it over in the backcourt.
I call those park steals, when you let a guy go by you and then you try to pick him from behind. That's what they do in the park. Doesn't usually work in college. Now, it may work in high school, but in college, that's not working. We call that park defense.
This is Vasquez down the baseline. Jackson, that was an easy block.
He loves to drive the ball, though, Vasquez.
6 seconds left, so an inbound opportunity here for Montrose Christian, and it will be Durant who does the...
Surprising that he's taking the ball out. Must have something set for him, posting him up. Yes.
2 seconds to shoot, so Vasquez has to fire a 3. And a chance for Neumann Goretti to take the lead back. Ito nearly got the pick.
That's where, when you post up Durant, he tried to get in there, and Jackson just pushed him around quite a bit down on the low block. They weren't able to get it to him on the post-up.
Jardine pulls up. Nice rebound on the backside.
Defense.
Chance
to get back.
Bowie against Jackson, and Bowie somehow snaked right around Rick Jackson.
But really, Jackson's not supposed to be back first. He's supposed to go on the offensive glass. The perimeter, the guards are supposed to be back first.
Neumann Goretti back on top. It's a 1-point lead for Neumann Goretti. Antonio Jardine and Neumann Goretti with a 1-point advantage on the number 7 team in the country. One-point lead for Neumann Goretti over Montrose Christian, the Mustangs, as we check out our Xbox Live Big Play Replay.
It's pretty good defense to start, which is really what changed the game around. Then a great steal and a highlight reel dunk, if you ever saw one.
That is what you would call a big play replay.
I would say it's well coined.
From Kevin Durant, who's going to make plenty of those big plays. Again, number 2 overall recruit in the nation.
For a long, long time.
Committed to Texas, but I don't think that's where his basketball career will end.
No.
Safe to say?
Now, here's the question is, how good will he be?
All right.
He's good. How good will he be?
You want to take a stab? How good is he going to be?
I think I don't know. I don't know enough about him. I haven't seen his work ethic. I have to know a lot more about him. What is there now? He could be as good as he wants to be. He could be an all-star.
Is he good enough that you would take him on potential and talent alone?
Oh, where at? In the NBA?
or your college program?
He's a kid that, if the old rules were there, probably would be a kid that NBA. There must be NBA guys here looking at him that would draft him. There's no doubt you draft him. But how good he becomes depends on what his work ethic is, what his attitude is towards the coaching and everything else. I don't know. He seems like a great kid. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, how much do you want it? I couldn't tell you that from just watching.
Mention, of course, he's the number 2 player in the country, class of 2006. Greg Oden out of Indianapolis, who's going to Ohio State. is clearly the #1 player
All I can
in
tell you
this
is
class.
there have been #1, #2 players become NBA All-Stars. There become #1, #2 players become busts. It works both ways. It's not a guarantee. Either way, it all depends on the kid.
3 minutes to play here. Jardine floats the one-hander, and it won't go. Rebound by Vinson. In a tie game, 60-all. 7th-ranked Montrose Christian, who's lost just once this year, trying to hold off a tough challenge from St. John Neumann Maria Goretti High School out of Philadelphia.
They have Durant on the box on this possession here, trying to get him the ball.
Now he steps out. Durant can't hang on to it, but it will still be Montrose Christian ball. 3 to shoot.
3 to shoot, and he's taking the ball out. I think they wanted somebody else. Stu Vetter was yelling for somebody else to take the ball out.
Vasquez, deep 3 won't go, but a third opportunity here for Montrose Christian. Jackson called for the foul inside.
Big play there. Didn't do a good job of putting a body on him. We get a foul here on the pump fake.
Got him with the body. Terrell Vinson, the 6'6" freshman who you will hear a lot about in the next few years. He is one of the top freshmen in the country. Hits both free throws, 2-point advantage for Montrose Christian.
Does not look like a freshman.
Maybe that's why he's one of the top freshmen.
That's definitely part of it.
Biondo dumps it down low. Jackson. Biondo tries the 3. He got his first attempt. That one, obviously, he did not get.
They doubled down on Jackson that time, which they had not been doing earlier. And that's why Biondo was left semi-open. I wouldn't say he was really open there, but semi-open.
Just over 2 minutes left as Jackson fouled inside by Tashi Ito.
He did a couple of good things there. He drove it, which was pretty good for a kid that big, and then he stopped because Ito was there to take a charge. That was going to be a dead charge, and Jackson was able to stop before he got the charge and ends up getting fouled.
Big free throws here for Rick Jackson, 6'9" junior who's going to Syracuse. 1-point game.
Being left-handed helps you as a big guy around the basket. People aren't, when you're close to the basket, people always think you're going to go right. And when you're lefty, you become a little bit more deceptive than if you're right-handed.
Two minutes to play in game number 2 of the day, the Magic 32 Hoop Hall Classic. One more to go today on CSTV. Oak Hill, #1 in the country against St. Andrews, and then 2 more tomorrow. Vasquez lays it in.
The best part of his game is definitely taking the ball to the basket. He hasn't really shown what kind of perimeter shooter he is, but I'd be interested to see, but he definitely can take it to the hole.
Pettis crossing over, throws it away. Fast break chance. Can Vasquez track it down in time? Good decision to pull it back out. He had Durant wide open.
Durant wide and traveled.
Turnover.
Durant was wide open under the basket. Didn't see him.
Scoop Jardine trying to get his team to play defense on this end now.
That was not a great possession that last time down the floor for St. John Neumann Goretti. They need to have a good possession here, down 2 with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. Ran a set play there for Jardine.
Down to Jackson.
Double.
Jackson with a left hand, and he got fouled by Durant.
Ito went down a double, but just kind of waved at him instead of going down there and really setting himself up in a position where he couldn't go left on him. And what happens is you see Ito goes to double a little bit late, and he waves at it. And when you let a lefty get to his right shoulder, you're letting him get to his strength, and that's what they did there. They need to take away that right shoulder.
Finishes the 3-point play, gives Neumann Goretti a 1-point advantage again. Less than a minute to go. St. John Neumann, Maria Goretti trying to become
pick and roll for Vasquez. He's going to the basket.
Vasquez all the way, partially blocked. Jackson the board. Neumann Goretti ball with just over 30 seconds left. Oh, what a finish by Rivera.
Great reverse alley-oop
Three-point game. Vasquez to the hole, blocked by Jackson. Rivera the board, and he's fouled.
Missed a wide open layup there. Rushed a little bit, haven't gotten Durant really involved in the game here when it was close in the last couple of minutes. Vasquez is trying to take over the game. Durant, nowhere to be found really in the last couple minutes.
And I think Kevin Durant knows that.
I think he does know it. And I don't blame him. He's open under the basket. This is a guy who's that good, you have to find him. Everybody on the team needs to know. They need to find him because he can do things that other guys on that team can't do. Vasquez is a very good player, don't get me wrong, but they got to find him. They got to find him, especially in this kind of situation. Not a great pass here coming up. But Rivera makes a great reverse alley-oop. Most kids would have just had to catch that, come down, and gather themselves, and he's able to finish it with a reverse alley-oop. And again, it wasn't a great pass. They wanted it on the other side of the rim. He got it to this side, and he still finished it, so it was just a great play.
Surprised Stu Vetter didn't call a timeout before that play?
Probably at that point, but they ran it up so quickly and Vasquez just went to the basket. It really looked like, he didn't have the time to do that. But again, I think, there's still plenty of time left. Three-point game. As we know in high school especially, foul shooting is, become a lost art. So you foul, put them on the line, see what happens. So this game is far from being over. But Montrose Christian is going to have to, keep fouling them. And that was a good foul. I believe they're shooting. Are they shooting two now?
Next foul it will be, yes.
It was a good foul.
By the way, I said I wasn't sure about Maria Goretti. She was a little girl in Italy killed when she was 12. Made a saint by Pope Pius XII.
Okay.
25 seconds to go here between St. John Neumann, Maria Goretti High School, the Saints.
Oh, they fouled, but it wasn't the bonus yet.
That was foul number 6. It will be the next foul that will put him in the bonus. So they basically had a foul to give.
They got a foul now again.
Durant lets Jackson get away. This could be another bucket. Now the foul comes. But 7 seconds tick off the clock before they get the foul.
Now, if they want to let the ball, if they want to deny the ball in bounds like they did, they were in a face guard press, and then get one good trap out of it, and then foul, that's fine. But they should have let 3 seconds go maybe, not 7. They need to drag out these 18.7 seconds as best they can and make it take forever.
Derek Rivera goes to the free throw line. He'll have 1 and 1. Rivera has played outstanding today. 20 points.
I'm surprised that Stu subbed that quickly. I would tend to use the entire, when a guy fouls out, I would tend to use the entire 30 seconds. I don't know what the rules in high school, but the entire 30 seconds to freeze that shooter. He missed it anyway.
Coming up next, Oak Hill versus St. Andrews.
Durant needs to get down the floor.
3-point game. Ito finds Vasquez. Couldn't tie. And a great rebound by the little man, Biondo, who gets fouled. Frank Biondo, the 5'6" guard, jumps in there and grabs a critical rebound.
I have to tell you, Durant was open again. And
Montrose Christian didn't find Kevin Durant down the stretch.
He was open that time, too, and he had a wide open 3. And the way he shoots, you got to think of wide open when he's going in.
Missed the front end.
Still got time, but you got to find him.
Timeout, Montrose Christian. Stu Vetter called a timeout with 2 seconds left, with Ito coming down the floor.
Now, I could see every coach does it different. Me in that situation, I would go, because you probably have a better chance with them on the fly of it's the hardest shot to get off in a game is a 3 when everybody knows you need a 3. Now the truth is they do have Kevin Durant, who's bigger than everybody else, might be able to get it off. But in that situation, better off on the run. Look at here. I mean, that is Kevin. Now he's taking a hard contested 3, and Kevin Durant standing out there, as you saw on the tape, pretty open. So you got to find. Now 2 seconds to go. They know. Now Carl Arregale with St. John Neumann Goretti is sitting there telling his guys, we got to switch every screen on the perimeter. Make them drive. Don't foul them on a three-point shot.
If you're Neumann Goretti, do you foul to send him to the line? Don't let him.
Everybody's different.
I know everyone.
I don't like doing that.
You don't like it?
I
Okay.
personally don't like it. You saw in the Texas-Villanova game yesterday, Villanova do it.
Right.
No, Texas do it with 4 seconds to go, a little too early. If you're going to do it, now's the time. There's no doubt. I personally do not like doing it. Too many things can happen. I'd rather see them make the three. Go ahead, make a three knowing that we're going to shoot a three. We have to be able to defend that. I don't know what Carl's going to do. Most coaches don't foul in this situation.
And again, next foul by Neumann Goretti makes it 2-shot foul. Be the double bonus with 10 team fouls.
The great thing about this game, as in sports in general, there's no one way to skin the cat. There's all different things. Some coaches would foul here. Most, I believe, would not. You're not wrong either way. It's what you want to do philosophically, really, that you're comfortable with that counts.
And important to say, no cats were skinned in the filming of this basketball game. Coming up next, number 1 Oak Hill versus St. Andrews, Rhode Island. Game number 3 of the day. The number 1 team in the USA Today Top 25 is coming up next. The Oak Hill Warriors versus St. Andrews from Rhode Island.
I'm interested here.
Rakeem Sanders, their big guy.
I'm interested here to see how St. John Neumann decides to play this. I think the one thing they do have to do is they have to deny Durant the ball because he's able to get a three off because he's so much bigger than everybody else. He's able to get a three off even if you know it's coming. That's the one concern that in a college game, you figure somebody of comparable size would be guarding Durant. Here, that's not the case. But, you know, it's tough here now on a set play on a side out of bounds with 2 seconds to go. They basically have time for a catch and a shot, and that's it. No dribble, no pass, no nothing. They got to catch this and shoot it.
Timeout. Montrose Christian. Ito didn't like what he saw, so he calls a timeout. Durant was completely covered up in the corner.
See, with 2 seconds to go, we always used to tell the kids, everything takes 1 second. It takes 1 second to make a dribble and a shot. 2 seconds. One dribble, the shot is 1 second. So for 2 seconds, you can take one dribble and shoot it. You can make one short pass and shoot it. That's it. And you got to work on what 2 seconds really is, because what happens is sometimes kids panic. You throw it in bounds, they think it's 2 seconds, they throw up a hook shot from, you know, half court. You really do have time to get a good shot, but you have to really execute your inbounds play right now to get the ball where you want it.
Stu Vetter still does have 1 timeout left for Montrose Christian.
See, again, I believe they probably would have gotten off a better three in transition the way they were before they called that timeout. But that's me. Everybody is, as I said, different.
2 timeouts left for Neumann Goretti, trying to pull off the upset. Only once this year, 7th-ranked Montrose Christian has been beaten. They were, for much of this year, the number 1 ranked team in the country in high school basketball. Right now, they're number 7 in the USA Today rankings, but still only 1 loss. And St. John Neumann, Maria Goretti out of Philadelphia, has the opportunity to beat Montrose Christian. It is Montrose Christian ball. Kevin Durant has 30 points in the game. Will he get another look at 33?
And really hasn't taken a shot in the last 3 minutes, I don't think. Oh, he's open.
Durant gets it. The 3 to tie. Off the rim. And St. John Neumann Maria Goretti beats 7th-ranked Montrose Christian 67-64.
Pretty good game. I thought they got off a pretty good attempt at the end. Did a good job. He was going to the rim. Why they even fell for that? Who cares? Go to the rim, throw them all off. We'll win by 1. Instead, they lost and came back. And Jackson contested it pretty good in the end, close to a foul.
Neumann Goretti beats Montrose Christian. For Steve Lapis and our entire CSTV crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. For more, log on to CSTV.com. This has been a presentation of College Sports Television, #1 in college sports.